So if you're in the car community, you know that weight reduction does play a big factor with how a car performs, either going in a straight line or taking turns. And that's no excuse for a DSM. Personally, I feel like that they should be lighter, but that does depend on what spec you have, depending on GSX or GST, because there is a big weight difference between the all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive because of all that extra drivetrain that the GSX has compared to the GST, but you lose that traction compared to the GSX that it has. But here are some mods that you could do that are free that I personally have done to my car, and I've also spent money to make my car lighter, in which you could also do it too. You could even take it to the next level where you could go basically full race car. Mine is kind of a weekend track car, having fun. It was my daily to the point, but now since I've done so many mods, it's kind of crossed that line to where I want it to daily. It's not as comfortable as it is anymore or anything like that, so we kind of crossed that line. But let me give you kind of the first beginning, the equation of what we need to begin with. We want to see how much horsepower we make and how much weight we reduce. So right here's going to be the equation that we have. So right here's the curb weight, and then we're going to so you're going to take your base curb weight of whatever, if it's stock or whatever you've done before, and then your horsepower that I have right now, guesstimate, because I'm not sure if it's dynoed or it's stock. And then we're going to do it, you're going to divide pounds by the horsepower that you have. And so that is how we're going to kind of get that base set of like your horsepower right now compared to the weight that you're at. So then for number 2, we're going to be seeing the new curb weight. So this is like after we've done adding all the weight that we've taken off. So here's going to be the new curb weight to the same HP that you have, and then we're going to be dividing that new weight that the car weighs compared to that horsepower that you have, and that's how we're going to find the new. It's going to be weight to horsepower that you have on your car. And then for the last step 3, the old weight right here, and then to the new, we're going to divide that by the new weight and then the HP that you have, and that's going to find us how much HP we've gained from doing the weight reduction overall, because we kind of want to see what the product after. So before getting into all of the mods that we could do and which ones we could buy, I wanted to demonstrate what the equations show on the basic spec GSX 99 with the stock power and everything. So if you look right here, so for the step 1, we're going to be doing the first step. So step 1 is to be the OEM curb weight of this is going to be a 99 GSX, the heaviest coupe that DSM that came out, divided by the 210 horsepower that the factory rated. So this is going to come out to 15.571 pounds per horsepower. So for demonstration wise, I just put, let's say we took off 270 pounds to the off the DSM, and it came out at 3,000 flat, divided by the same horsepower, it's going to be 14.285 pounds per horsepower. So just alone by taking off 270, we almost took off a little bit more than a pound per horsepower. So finalizing everything, we're going to do the last step, the old weight to the from the new weight divided by the horsepower, and so it's going to be the 3,270 from the old weight that we had, from the new weight to horsepower ratio, and it's going to come out to 228.9 horsepower. And so just alone from doing that weight reduction, total wise, in given calculations, like it's also just OEM stock, we gained almost 19 horsepower just by weight reduction alone. And so now I'm going to demonstrate on what things you could do just by yourself. All right, so for the first thing we're going to talk about on reducing weight in DSMs is the free stuff that we could do. We're going to start with the trunk and work our way up, but trunk-wise, we're going to start with the spare tire jack, the trunk cover. You could there's two covers. There's a privacy cover, and then the cover that covers the wheel and the jack. So take those things out. That's roughly around 40-ish pounds, depending on like if you take out all the plastics with that as well. Working that way, you could do the rear seats. For my car, I only did the bottom because it's real easy to latch off. I didn't do the back that covers the trunk because I kind of like that privacy. But you could also do the plastics along with the speakers, but I don't know if you want to go that much depending on your preference. Going with the seats, that's also depending. We're doing free right now, so you could do just take off the passenger one as long with the center console. I took out the airbag module with the passenger, which make sure you disconnect the battery, of course, when you do that. But around there with the airbag module, and the airbag is around like 15-ish pounds just alone right there. And the passenger seat weighing around like 40 to 50 pounds, I believe, because of the power seat. And then I know there is dash stuff that people do. I didn't go into it, but I know you could do that as well. And then in the engine bay, you could do the crash bar, of course. That's safety preference. I don't know if you want to risk that, but yeah, you could do the crash bar. You could do the reservoir, and then another thing in the trunk too is the wiper reservoir as well. I don't know why they have it in the trunk, but you could do that. And then you could do the rear wiper delete with the motor as well. So it just depends on what you kind of prefer. So that's the free mod. Now we get into the fun part. For part two is the aftermarket part. So with DSMs, a lot of people don't talk about it, but the aftermarket support is absolutely endless. For my personal car, for aftermarket parts that I've done weight reduction wise, I've done the exhaust, carbon fiber hood, a lot of reduction from the EGR delete. Gotta delete the whole evap system, along with aftermarket seats, aftermarket steering wheel, and then battery relocation kit. So all these things, yes, they cost money, but you're not only making the engine perform better and gaining more power, but you're also reducing that weight so that your whole round car, the engine isn't working as hard to make your car go forward in order, like, unless if it like was on that stock weight. So since you're reducing that weight, might as well get that extra weight reduction from aftermarket parts. So when doing that relocation kit or the exhaust, it might be honestly better to pay maybe the extra 50 to 100 bucks to get the better material, better weight reduction, such as like titanium is always lighter than normal steel. Getting a smaller battery with that relocation kit, but it's all just preference, depending on how much money you want to spend, if you want to keep your car daily wise and so on. But yeah, for aftermarket, it's along with another big thing is when you're especially doing clutch and stuff like that, it's might as well, since you're there, get a lightweight flywheel that reduces weight. I know it's like with a lightweight flywheel you could get, I think it's like 11 pounds off of it, and it's also less stress on the crank as well. And so it's just kind of preference, but that's for kind of aftermarket wise. But yeah. All right guys, so this about sums up the video of reducing weight on a DSM. It's honestly, you could take it to as far as your dreams want to go, because if you want to do some, and or you could do the whole car, you could strip the whole car. But a quote that I saw, especially on the forums, that somebody put is that yes, one thing might not be 1,000 pounds, but 1,000 things weigh 1 pound. So don't complain with a Honda or something else is lighter with less power that beats your car or something like that. It's a thing that if you're really serious about it, you have to commit to it. Yes, there's a lot of things that you could do to make your car faster, especially upgrade the engine. But since it's free for the most part, and it just takes time to do it, but you just have to commit to it. And honestly, it may make a difference when you're either going down a straight line or doing whatever you want to do on the streets. But thank you guys for watching, and guys like the video, for sure make sure like and subscribe. I do appreciate it a lot. And for sure more content's gonna come out, especially this when spring hits. I'm gonna bring out the car, hopefully do a full walk around, because this video needs to happen. I've been slacking on it so much, and it for sure needs to happen. I need to show where it started and then where it is now. But I owe it to the community for sure. But if you liked the video, for sure like it, and stay tuned for more. See you guys later.